At play with G91, the KKK is the Democrat Party. Read your history, dum-dum. Reply. At play with G91, ha 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 ha. You only prove why the Democrat Party's symbol is a jackass, LMAO. Reply. At David Figueroa, okay, but you haven't proven that your party isn't racist and you're calling other people racist, brother. Truth, and that your party isn't evil and calling other parties evil. So you proven to me that Democrats aren't evil and Republicans are, and you're just reinforcing that fact. With you have not from the any valid evidence to the table. Keep streaming things with unverified facts, even things that are debunked and had evidence showing it's not true. You still streaming as a fact. Facts only exist when there's no evidence to the contrary, and it has to be physical evidence. 90% of your facts have no physical evidence. It's all based off hearsay. You're angry that we're not just going to take it from you anymore. I'm going to give you back what you give us, more of your intelligence. I mean, I thought elephants supposed to have memories that were really good. If elephants' memories were so good, then why aren't you remembering all the bad stuff they did? I'm sorry, but I was scandal and bad to good ratio. We still have more good than you have bad. I really feel like you have everything ass backwards. You don't even understand what you're talking about because you feel like you're superior. Play dumpster guzzling, because I saw you doing just dropped more dumpster and garbage in your mouth, and I hope when Joe Biden takes, I pray to God when nothing happens again and you're wrong again for the 900th time wrong. All the horrible things that you say are going to happen doesn't happen. I hope you help from a doctor to help you with your dysphoria. This happens every time a Democrat takes office. You start spouting this nonsense. Show less. Reply. Okay, wait a minute, did you not pay attention? The KKK held her rally for the Republican Party. The KKK supports, but you want to call that a Democrat thing? I'm really confused. Are you stupid? Like seriously, what are you saying? Is your brain broken? Do you have alternate facts? Are you in an alternate reality? This election is a tough call because one candidate was endorsed by both the Taliban and the KKK, and the other was endorsed by a broad bipartisan coalition. And the New England Journal of Medicine screenwriter and author Bess Kalb wrote in a tongue-in-cheek post on Sunday. At the time of writing, the post had been retweeted more than 70,000 times and liked by more than 310,000 Twitter users. Many others have made the same claim to criticize Trump. Twitter user Travis Allen, who has more than 216,000 followers and says he has been blocked by the president 3 times, wrote on Sunday, "Trump has managed to get the endorsement of both the KKK and the Taliban." The Taliban is an Islamist extremist group that the U.S. has been fighting in Afghanistan since 2001, following the September 11 attacks on New York City and Washington, D.C., that year. Although the Taliban was not behind the September 11 attacks, they were allegedly providing cover and support to al-Qaeda leader Osama bin Laden, who masterminded the attacks. Under Trump's administration, the U.S. has signed a peace deal with the group and begun to withdraw troops from Afghanistan. The Ku Klux Klan is a white supremacist hate group that has violently targeted minorities, particularly Black Americans, Jews and immigrants. The extremist organization was founded in 1865, at the end of the Civil War. In 1870, the KKK was classified as a terrorist organization by a federal grand jury, and the FBI continues to investigate and monitor the group. On Saturday, October 10, the Taliban did endorse Trump's re-election in an interview with CBS News. Zabihullah Mujahid, a spokesman for the group, told CBS that the Taliban's leaders hope Trump wins in November. "We hope he will win the election and wind up U.S. military presence in Afghanistan," Mujahid said. The spokesman pointed to a recent tweet from the president promising that U.S. troops would be out of Afghanistan by the end of 2020. "Trump might be ridiculous for the rest of the world, but he is sane and wise man for the Taliban," a senior Taliban leader told CBS News. Tim Murtaugh, a spokesman for Trump's re-election campaign, said the campaign rejects the Taliban's support. "The Taliban should know that the president will always protect American interests by any means necessary," he said. In this combination photo, a Ku Klux Klan member raises his left arm during the "White Power" chant at a rally on December 16, 2000, in Skokie, Illinois, and surrendering Taliban militants stand with their weapons as they are presented to the media on November 4, 2010, in Herat, Afghanistan. The claim about the KKK endorsing Trump is less straightforward. David Duke, the former Grand Wizard of the white supremacist group, has repeatedly voiced his support for Trump. In July, Duke endorsed Trump and also suggested the president should select Fox News host Tucker Carlson as his running mate. Trump and Tucker is the only way to stop the commie Bolsheviks. It is the only path to beat them. #TrumpTucker 2020 Duke tweeted. The former KKK leader was later banned from Twitter. Notably, the president rejected Duke's support back in 2016. In interviews on MSNBC's Morning Joe and ABC's Good Morning America, Trump said the white supremacist was a bad person who I disavowed on numerous occasions over the years, according to PolitiFact. Ahead of the 2016 presidential election, a prominent KKK newspaper, The Crusader, voiced support for Trump's candidacy. However, Pastor Thomas Robb, who wrote a glowing article expressing optimism about Trump's candidacy for the publication, told The Washington Post that the paper was not formally endorsing his campaign. "It's not an endorsement because, like anybody, there's things you disagree with. But he kind of reflects what's happening throughout the world. There seems to be a surge of nationalism worldwide as nationals reclaim their borders," Robb said at the time. In 2016, the Trump campaign rejected the positive words from The Crusader. "This publication is repulsive and their views do not represent the tens of millions of Americans who are uniting behind our campaign," a spokesperson said. Some Trump critics have also circulated an image on social media showing KKK members wearing their white robes and carrying a sign reading, "Trump Pence." However, this is a doctored image, as fact-checking last month by the Poynter Institute for Media Studies revealed. The sign in the original photo actually read, "Fraternal White Knights of the Ku Klux Klan," and there was no mention of Trump or Pence. Rating: half true. The Taliban have endorsed Trump and expressed their hope that he will win his re-election bid. But the KKK has not formally endorsed Trump, although the organization's former leader is backing the president in 2020 and a prominent newspaper for the extremist group voiced support for his candidacy in 2016. The Trump campaign and the president have publicly rejected this support.
So this user is trying to tell me that the KKK was started by Democrats. But no, the 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 okay, so it was a different time, and the thing is, the Democrats at that point were the South, and they forget that the South, which is now the Republican Party, the Republican Party is the South, and these people refuse to accept that. They refuse to accept the fact that times aren't what they used to be, and the Republican Party has been hijacked, molested, and thrown all over the place since Abraham Lincoln. Abraham Lincoln raised the flag of the Union. He went against slavery, and he did amazing things when he started the Republican Party. The Republican Party was good, and it was good in its beginnings, but it got hijacked and molested and raped and taken away. And you can actually see this. This is actually evidence, and to the contrary, that at some point between the Civil War and modern day, the Republican Party and the Democrat Party literally switched sides. So by today's morals, Abraham Lincoln is a Democrat. But you don't want to accept that. So that's why all of these little things that you're doing right now are you lashing out at the fact that you can't accept the fact that you are this people that you claim you're not. And instead of ever trying to fix the problem, you'd rather endorse the problem by not accepting it and getting angry that other people won't accept that you're not that person. And I'm white. I am a white male, 6'4", and I deal with it all the time. I deal with people telling me, "Oh, you just got that because of white privilege." No, I don't. I get things because I have money. I work a job. Okay, I I go to stores that I frequent quite often. Like, I'm a repeat customer. Like, I don't go to, if I go to a new store, I get watched just like anyone else. I get followed by secret shoppers at Walmart, and I'm a white guy. You know what I mean? A fucking white guy. And I get treated like that in the neighborhood I live in. I live in the ghetto. Alright? I live in the outskirts of Portland. There's a lot of people around here. We're not bad people. You know, my next door neighbor is a wonderful black man. We have Latino people who live upstairs from me. I love my neighbors. I have ex-soldiers who live next door to me. I love my country, and I love the diversity that our country brings under the guise that Abraham Lincoln gave us, George Washington gave us. Why do you, as Republicans, try to take that away? Because you don't want to accept it. So you want to just say, no, 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 it's not the way it is. We need to conserve this, and we got to keep it this way. Oh, no, I'm going to cry. No, dude, stop. You're making yourself look bad because you are being stupid and the facts aren't on your side. And I'm sorry, but you got to accept that. The KKK is a Republican organization by today's standards. The white supremacist groups, the neo-Nazis, they all are Republicans. Okay? I will let you in on something. I'm a skinhead. Okay? But I'm what they call a sharp. I like, sharps against racial prejudice. We go around protecting everyone's rights. And we beat the fuck out of Nazis, because now, on majority, most Nazis are fucking weak. And they're like pushovers. And it's hilarious how fucking weak they are. And that's why they have to get together and they have to strike against us, because they are weak. And you can see it. It is hilarious. I beat the fuck out of this one Nazi downtown Portland a couple years ago, and he was just like, I could not believe how fucking weak this guy was. Fucking swastika tattooed on you, and you're so fucking weak? You're not a fucking prodigy. Fuck you. You are the past. Get over it. Go away. Cease to exist. You don't exist anymore. Your group is dead. Abraham Lincoln told you no. The Americans told you no, Nazis. Two groups that we said no to are working together to overthrow America. That's what this is. How do you not see that? The Nazis and the South. The South said they'll rise again. The Nazis said the Third Reich will rise again. Now what's going on? The Republican Party has been hijacked by the Nazis and the fucking KKK. The South and the Reich are rising together. They're rising together, and even the Taliban supports it. How does no one see anything wrong with that? I just can't. I can't fathom what's going on here anymore. This is crazy. This can't be reality. These people can't be this mentally ill. What's wrong with our country? What's wrong with our country? I love my country. On Christmas morning, on 2020 Christmas morning, a RV was blown up by supporters of Trump. Why? Why do you do these things? Why do Trump supporters continue to kill Americans with guns? Okay? You have Trump supporters who are sitting in prison awaiting trial that they're gonna get fucking out. They're gonna be pardoned. But you know what doesn't happen for the Democrats? The one Democrat guy who killed someone in Portland, the one, and he killed this guy because they backed him into a corner and they were fucking with him hard. But he killed that guy. He killed him and he got away. You know, and it's not like when the Republicans do it. That's like fucking, that's just massacre bullshit. But this guy got away. Yes, he's insane. This guy was fucking crazy. He was on Vice because he was bred stupid. You know, and that's the problem. We have a lot of bred stupid people who are uneducated in our country, and they're on both sides. But still, going back to the issue at hand is why? Why can't we just expand and accept each other as equals? You know, what's so bad about it? What's wrong with just loving thou neighbor? I mean, you guys all say you're Christians. So why do we have to kill each other? Why do we have to put each other into poverty? Why do we have to hurt each other? Why can't we just all accept? And we're all different. We're not all the same. We're not all neurotypical. This needs to stop. This is really bad. And yes, Joe Biden won the presidency, and that's not the reason why I'm striking back, and that's not the reason why I'm commenting on these posts. I'm commenting because you are mentally ill, and someone needs to point that out to you, and it needs to be understood. And until you can accept that and get help for your dysphoria, you are going to continue down this rabbit hole. You know, I was a Republican, and I went to prison for capitalism. I went to prison for trying to gain off the system. And you know what? I learned in prison how fucked up the Republican Party is. And I'm a Democrat now, but that's not just because of what happened in prison. It's because of everything I've seen over the last 30 years of my life of just all of this bullshit. And people not accepting mentally ill people, people not accepting other people from other nations. Jesus Christ, dude, when Donald Trump first called it the Wuhan flu, his supporters started assaulting Asian people. They literally did that, and you're okay with that. You're okay with that, and that's not okay. His supporters have tried to maim and kill senators and mayors for trying to protect your lives. They're talking about capital punishment. They're talking about arresting people. They're talking about mass murder. How can you say that and claim that you are mentally sane? You need help, and America is broken. And until all of you get mental help, I went through therapy. I'm on medicine, and the rest of you need it too. Just do it. Jesus Christ, my name's public. My name, Brent Junker, the One Domo. It's everywhere. My crimes are openly available to people, and a lot of the things people did, and I was a Republican, and I did all of that because I was mentally ill. But once I got help is when I turned my life around. And now I work a job as a software engineer doing software development. You know what I mean? I'm not hacking. I'm not trying to gain on the system. I'm not trying to find ways to find loopholes. I'm just working my job and being a normal citizen. And it's been more enjoyable than anything I've ever lived through. Money's nice, but you know what? The friendships you make in these areas are far superior to that money because you help each other. Money's great if you want to be all alone and you want everyone just to leave you alone and you don't care about family. But money corrupts that. And I'm sorry, but please, for the love of God, get help.